So, Veronica, how are you?
It wasn't even 5 minutes of my brother leaving my job that he and his friend was pulled over. I wish I could share much of what happened, but we only know what the deputies claimed because they didn't have no body or dash cams. The little we do know breaks us, and what we've seen from house surveillance is disturbing. The first action that Deputy Saavedra, a known Bandito gang member, did was jump on his cell phone, and within minutes, other Bandito prospects showed up. We went to the station looking for my brother, and there was no answers, just laughs in my mom's face. I went to the USB hospital to go look for him, and all they did was make me wait around and keep identifying every part of his body that I possibly could. By the time we took us in the room, and a doctor came in and said that he didn't make it, I asked to see him one last time, and supposedly his body was already at the nurse. The sheriffs claimed there was a scuffle. The DA Lacey said there was no sign of a scuffle from the surveillance of the house. So why did you kill my 18-year-old brother in such a horrific way? Was he a sacrifice? Was he the stripes he needed to earn in the game? I'm not sure what to say anymore, how to feel, how to think, or how to address these topics, because we've been talking about it for so long. It's already going to be 4 years that my brother's life was taken from him. It's emotionally, physically, mentally draining. But for as long as I'm alive, you guys will see my face, fighting for my brother in any possible way. About 2 years ago, we were getting tacos, not even 5 minutes away from where my brother was killed. And we see Deputy Saavedra eating tacos, smiling, laughing, which was so unfair to be in the same city that we grew up in and see your brother's killer smiling, living his life when he took your 18-year-old brother's life. He took a kid's life for no reason. I believe my brother was a sacrifice. I believe he wanted that ink on his body. I feel like that was the only reason why he killed him. And I don't know, it's just been so many years already. We're just here saying the same thing over and over. And I get this part of the fight, but it's draining. It's completely draining. Just lost my grandma a couple weeks ago. And after Paul passed, that's when her health declined. because that was her baby. That was her first grandchild that was taken from her. And I won't forget seeing her take her last breath. And after she did, tears started coming down her eyes. And I believe it's because she's seen my brother. I believe it's because she's with him. And like I said before, my brother made it to heaven. So Vedra, he'll be in hell. Thank you.
That was the family of
We can talk about one more.
Paul, right?
Hi, my name is Ellie. I used to come to the COC meetings back when I was like 2021. But this is really, it's hard to come here. I had a cousin who was 14 years old. He was killed by Santana Police Department. So he wasn't killed by the sheriffs, but he was 14 years old. He was killed in 2012. And Supervisor Solis, like I'm also from the San Gabriel Valley. I grew up in Apuente, went to La Puente High School. And we always hear about, especially from the county, how there's so much violence in the San Gabriel Valley. But we never talk about how the sheriffs are also responsible for that violence in the SGB. And like I said, to hear the story of other families, what they've gone through, and the atrocities that they have felt, that they've experienced, continue to experience. And I just want to echo that, the families are the driving factor for all of this. It's the families sharing our stories time and time again. And I really want to echo what Isa had said, that nobody can be an advocate for this except for the families themselves. No organization or group is going to support families better than families that are going to support themselves. Families get screwed over time and time again on so many different levels, from the county departments, from reporters to different organizations. And I was one of the very few families who was one of the co-sponsors for SB 1421 that gave us public exposure to law enforcement misconduct files. I saw how reporters and organizations profited off of that. When it was us, when it was families going up to Sacramento, talking to senators, talking to assembly members, talking to the governor about this. It was the families. Yet, it was the organizations and reporters who profited off of that. They got access to those misconduct files. We saw how different law enforcement agencies destroyed records. We're trying to destroy records. I know families who had to pay $3,000 to get public records act request for to get files on the officers that killed their loved ones. And all this progress that we've had so far is not because of these different entities, it's because of the families. All the families that have spoken here today, all the families that have been speaking for years, it's because of the families. It's not because of these systems or because it's seen as we're going in a more progressive area, it's because of the families. And it's because the families continue to stand up time and time again to share their stories. And I want to leave y'all with this question. Why are deputy gangs barely being addressed in 2023 when it's been documented for years now? It's been known in the streets that deputy gangs exist, and it's known within the county. And this is just indicative that it's not just an issue with the sheriff with LASD, but it's indicative of the plague that is law enforcement in its entirety. Thank you.
Does that include our?
Family impact. Excuse me, but I put my name in there, and I don't know why it didn't come out. My name is Sandra Chavez, and I just want to share a little bit about the Codes Commission.
We're gonna have public comments next. We're just finishing family impact remarks.
Well,
I think that's it.
Paul Rhea is my granddaughter's fiance's cousin.
We're gonna have public.
And I just want to let you know, okay.
I promise. We're gonna
Okay,
get
because
to
I
it.
just want to share something about the Codes Commission and about Paul Reyes' family.
We'll get there.
Thank you.
we've all heard, is to take a brief break. Let's say.
Is that hard for you guys? You guys want to take a break?
10 minutes.
We want to talk. We're eager to
Yeah.
talk.
We're gonna have full public comment. It's just, we've been going a long time, so we're gonna take 10 minutes and then we're gonna start up with all full public comment.
10 minutes.
Hey, you still solder?
Yes, sir. Finally get to meet you. Finally.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to
Thanks
see you
for
too.
coming out.
Cerise Castle in person.
You close in person.
I love it. Thank you for coming up. You were here.
No
didn't you?
problem. Yeah, I'm just over there.
All right, we'll talk in a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. Let's go say what's up to South Central Audits in the house. How you doing? Can I get a sticker or what?
I got you.
Hell yeah. You can already
You
speak
see me
up?
on my line, you gotta pull up, huh?
Yeah. Oh, good. How you doing?
Me?
Oh, hold on. Oh, my thing's fucking up again. Shit. Mute. Sorry, guys. My gimbal is tripping again. I gotta take this off. Fucking gimbal. Oh, the homie. Where'd he go? The one I spoke up to as my homie. His brother was the one that was murdered. Hold on, guys. I gotta put you guys down real for a second. What's up, Mr. Montes?
What's up, man?
How you been?
All right.
I just saw you
I
in
got your name.
Gonzalo, or Islos Aris, either way. Islos Aris or Gonzalo. Carlos Montes, one of the community members here in East LA, who's been active for many decades. A lot of families here. Let me go say hi to some real quick. Hi, Hilda.
Hi, how are you?
Got here late, but I'm here.
No, but you're here. Thank you.
I heard your comments. I was a friend of mine's recording live. So my friend Lucas texted me. And he's like, "Where are you?" So I got here as soon as I can.
He knows you're part of the team that has to be
I
here.
know. I was like, "Damn, I'm all late, but at least I'm here." Glad that you guys are here.
You know, it's so hard to speak. I was telling them, it just gets to you. Especially having to remember that day.
And you got to relive it every time you got to tell the story, you know. And it's not gonna. I wouldn't know because I'm not in your position. I'm not in your shoes, so I don't know if it's gonna get easier or not. But I just hope that it does for you and your family. I hope that it somehow eases the pain that you guys are. You know, hopefully these people are gonna listen to your comments and they do something about it. You know, because it's not fair. You know, these guys are still walking around. You see them. They're still out there. They're out there. And
That's the worst part. Having to see them, and I understand, of course, I wish we were to be working at all, but I know how the system works, and it works for them, but it should at least work for them to where we don't have to see them. Can they go somewhere else at least if they're still working, you know?
My friend Lucas gave some of the comments that he made were like, okay, the union, that's who we have to go after, because they are the ones who protect these officers, deputies.
Yeah,
They're
that
the
is
ones.
true.
So, and they're always in the background. No one ever speaks about it, and we need to address them. We need to talk to them because they are the ones that need to be held accountable. They keep putting these deputies back on the street, you know, and the unions protect them 100%. Like you said, they fund their legal funds or their legal fees. You know, they do everything for them. They protect them 100%. They pay them while they're at home chilling. You know, so that has to stop.
And another thing that I found out that I didn't know before was that they allow them to see like all the reports before they go to deposition.
Oh, of course, they gotta prep them. They gotta prep them. They gotta prep them so when they go up on the stand, they know what to say. Everything's rehearsed. Everything's well.
They're prepping us. I mean, yeah, your lawyers might tell you, but they don't have everything out there. I mean, I like from the 1421, I gotta find out more about that because I've been telling the lawyer, and he's like, oh, we'll get it eventually. We'll get it eventually. Like, no, I want to know.
Yeah.
You know, and
We gotta get enough so we can be able to prep, so we can be able to have the evidence and the facts, so we can speak clearly. Because a lot of times we're speaking out of stuff that we don't know, you know, and they know what's going on, but they don't want to share that information with us, and that's not good. That's not right. Anyway, Hilda, I'll be outside for a
yeah,
minute. I'll see
thank
you
you.
soon.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Hilda. What up, bro?
No, I'm not being represented by nobody. No, that's what I'm asking. You just got in jail, so I just wondered, did you have a lawyer?
I hope I gave him something.
I am recording them, but I was muted. Now we can be careful what you say. The world is listening. Matter of fact, I will stand over here.
Also told him about we'll look into this shit. It's accurate that when there's a deputy involved shooting and they're doing double overtime at the time of the shooting, and they get paid administrative leave.
Yeah.
They get paid at
the rate they were.
Yeah.
They committed their crime or whatever.
At the time of the shooting.
Yeah.
The one that igual que siempre estoy la quisiera, but once you can some dudes get promotion. That's what they do.
Well, we know for a fact that they do get paid on leave. They say it all the time. Pay on leave. So
that's
we know.
part, but that's
I get it, but like, when I go to
I
this,
mentioned the fucking protective leagues.
That's exactly.
That's what it is. Like, they need to be here at the table. They need to fucking be here. They're in the middle of this fucking election because we're going around. We got the fucking Luna. We got the counter supervisor, and it's like but those fuckers are right in the middle because they're like protecting the fucking deputy. They're giving them fucking resources, fucking giving them legal support, all this fucking shit that they pay into.
Yeah. That's what, and that hasn't been brought up. That's a good thing you brought it up because the unions, are the ones that protect the dead Jews. And like you said, they do provide funding for them, legal funding. They provide all kinds of resources for them.
I even told them, like, you know what, these the LA, I looked it up, LA ESA or some shit.
Yeah. I follow them on Instagram.
That one's been around since the 1970s. 1970. And I wouldn't doubt it. They came out. They started right after the East LA
The riots?
the moratorium.
The moratorium.
But what I said is that because they've been around for 50 years, I'm sure they're there's deputy gangs all up in that shit, protecting each other. So I mentioned that shit.
That's where all the shot callers are.
Yeah.
Right? These fools don't work on the weekends. They're chilling.
So I brought that shit up. That shit needs to be put on the record.
Talk to the folks.
Fucking gimbal broke, man.
Again, it's like this
right
sections
now?
that share.
Doesn't work.
Used by sheriffs.
You have to use
But
another
even the
I
section,
don't. I'm gonna buy another one. Yeah.
it's kind of cheaper.
There's an older one. I bought this one like 2 years ago.
Oh shit, you already used it already. Where did it been from?
It's got a little motor in there that holds it in place, and that thing broke out. Or it just doesn't keep it. It focuses for a little bit, and then it loses. Yeah, the phone goes.
Oh shit.
It loses its. Let me show you. Hold on, guys. Let me show something real quick. Look, it works fine right now, but then after a
Within
while,
an hour,
it
was wouldn't even know nothing
But
happened.
it's supposed
Where
to keep it like
you know the sheriff's
from
are
moving around.
it's
Yeah.
a coup. Everything's shut down. You know? So it was like, man. So even then, I could see the difference. Radios are really need to.
Doing sweaters right there. Where'd he go? Did you ask him? You didn't even ask him.
Radio by locals which happens to be uptown.
Oh, you know
About the
about
Brady
the
list. I don't even meet that guy.
It'd be good to have his card in your pocket.
He's a public defender?
Yeah, he's part of the county public defenders.
For the county.
Yeah, we get the public defenders, but he does the law enforcement accountability.
Take a picture of this real quick. Hold my hand out the way. One more time. Touch the screen real quick. Touch it. Just tap it. What the hell, camera? There it is.
Sorry. Yeah.
And as I was talking to my partner,
What's up, man?
county's public defender's office have access to the Brady list?
The Brady list.
So Brady, so the Brady list, like the 300 deputies on the Brady list, we never saw it.
No?
No, that's what that A-Lads case basically said is they can give it to you, but they don't have to. So we never got it.
Never got
So
it.
we get Brady letters from the DA on a regular basis, which we can't share because it's part of the client file.
Oh, okay.
Because it becomes part of
Case
the
by case, right?
But the DA is issuing Brady letters. It might be worth hitting them with a PRA, asking them for a list of all the officers that they have sent out Brady letters on in the last 5 years.
So that's public access, public accessible,
Why the hell not?
right?
I mean, they could say, oh, it's case related and down you. But maybe there's a way to attack it because we're not asking about the cases, we're just asking about what cops have you sent letters out
Yes.
and see if they respond to that. Because
Okay.
literally, in the last year and a half, well, since Gascon's gone in, we've gotten over 11,000 Brady letters.
Wow.
But we represent 65,000 defendants a year in felonies alone, plus another 100,000 misdemeanors
Wow.
every year. So when I say 11,000, it's really kind of a joke.
So we're gonna start up for.
Yeah.
I would start there.
All right.
And if you're medium, it gives you some level better access.
Okay. thank you for that information.
Yeah, I have enough more questions.
All right, thank you. All right, well, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
We can get access to.
You need to, man. Story mention, you know. Sorry to hear that, but damn, it's real touching,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like, you know. That's what this is why I started doing it. Like when I started feeling the cops, you know, it was because of that, you know, shit that was going on in my mind, and my side of South Central, like that type of shit. And a lot of things that were right here, bro, they transferred them over there.
Yeah.
To Century and Compton.
Yeah.
And they placed that seat over there, bro, to be like, that's what it is, you know. And like, bro, that's when I started doing it. You remember when I started these flows?
This is why I started, right?
You know, this, and when I started, bro, it was like, damn, what can you do?
Yeah.
How can you start?
Yeah.
Starting is like coming out here, bro. It's like, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. That little kid Ryan,
Yeah.
he just started, bro. But he put a name on his craft, like, this is what I want to do, bro.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, though, it's badass. But
That's courage, though.
Bro, hell yeah.
That's courage shit, man.
It's not easy, like I tell, like, dude, we get Target, bro, out there.
Yeah.
I know they know me.
And you know what he mentioned earlier about how they drop off foods in different neighborhoods?
Yeah, they do that.
This guy knows.
I went through that.
Yeah.
Bro, you want to jump in the car? Look, we're going to that side of town. You sure you want to get off right there?
Public comment, so we can get everyone to
Gotcha, man.
please take their seats, so that we can be
Yeah, I'll give
respectful
them.
of everyone else who would like to make a comment. Thank you, Chuck.
Okay, so, we're gonna start public comment. Before we do that, I just want to clarify that the recommendations that we've been talking about, those come from us, the Civilian Oversight Commission. Our special counsel gave recommendations that the sheriff is considering. Those don't actually come from Supervisor Solis, and someone was upset about a rotation recommendation. I just want to say, like, our special counsel recommended that deputies be rotated from stations after a number of years to prevent this clique gang mentality where people who are together for long periods of time, start to formulate these groups. And as a strategy to break down those groups, they recommended a rotation. That said, the public comment about getting rid of deputies who are gang involved and hurting people is well taken. We're going to we're going to have public comment now. This is our first town hall, and experience is always the best teacher. And I'm a teacher. You live and learn. Obviously, 2 hours is not enough, and we had this until 12 o'clock, but it's very graciously been extended until 12:30. So I'm going to take as much public comment as we're going to take as much public comment as we possibly can, and if it's not enough, we're going to just come back some other time and take it again, because we really appreciate the direction and guidance, and really reminding everyone on this commission what we're really here for. Hearing those stories is deeply humbling. So if people could try to keep it at 2 minutes, I'm not gonna be an enforcer. It's much appreciated. I said I'm not gonna be an enforcer, and we're gonna go as long as we can. So
I will just note also that the town halls are not just an optional part of these recommendations. There are 27 recommendations. The town hall commitment is number 14, right in the heart of all 27 recommendations. So the town halls will continue. And if you know people who want to take advantage of the town hall commitment throughout the county, we will have more town halls up the road, and we can schedule those town halls where people want to hold them. So let's build on the town hall commitment and the recommendations, and let's make sure that the stories get on the record as part of the commitment passed by the Board of Supervisors on the 7th of March. Thank you.
So Jennifer?
Our first speaker
Rosie Segundo, followed by our second speaker, Ryan.
Hello, my name is Rosie Segundo. I'm an activist. I have been around for a while. It's been decades that I've seen the sheriffs in action. First of all, in the walkouts, I walked out of my high school. And there, I saw them in action, beating up on the cycles with this, pushing me around, pulling my hair. You know, these are horrible things that I went through. Then after that, the Chicano moratorium. Again, gassed, beating up, shooting. I know people that got shot during that day. Now, I want to stop to this. Our young men are scared to walk the streets. They're scared. I know a lot of them that don't want to walk out the streets by themselves. Now, they can be accompanied by their friends because, you know, congregating as a gang member or whatever, you know, it's bad. But no, sure, in the sheriff department, it's okay. That's ridiculous. The sheriff that killed several young men, he's called a Terminator. He got a status in the sheriff department for doing that. And a lot of them have done that. In order to get a name, to get known, they kill, they harm, they beat up on the young men from our community. And they have incarcerated hundreds of thousands of them since they were juveniles. You know, so this is why I'm here, and I'm gonna stay here. And I'm supporting all the families that got killed. That their sons, their family members got killed. So I want Mr. Luna to fire the sheriffs that are in the gangs. There's markings on them, there's tattoos on them, so they have to be out. Thank you very much.
That's right. It has to be
Our
on.
next speaker, Ryan, followed by Paola Yanez, followed by Alika Valdez. If the two speakers who will be waiting to speak could come up to the front and wave behind the person who's speaking, thank you.
All right, so first I just wanted to address, where is Max? Max didn't make an appearance back out. You see, I was originally here to share with y'all what I do and the importance of it. In a nutshell, I will. You see, I film law enforcement and hold them accountable. And shout out to my boy South Central who put me on this, you know? And I encourage all of you to get out there and film them too, because once that camera comes out, it holds everybody accountable. We can't rely on these people no more because the only thing we have is one another. They don't give a damn. And don't be fooled, this whole system is a game. This system is a game that continues to oppress the oppressed. Look at the statistics on law enforcement in LA. They stop black and brown people at 5 times the rate of white people. And who do you think they find something illegal on at a higher rate? Not the brown or black brothers and sisters, the white people. And the reality is that the system is a big game against people of color. Every encounter I've had with law enforcement out on the street, when I show up for the community, I encounter another brown or black brother or sister getting their rights violated, getting harassed, or getting held at gunpoint. You should know this, James. You used to work for law enforcement yourself, didn't you? And I had this whole speech, but y'all caught my attention, so I wrote a new one. 5 out of 6 of you today right here are white. So therefore you cannot possibly understand the pain and suffering of the families or the discrimination we people of color go through on a day-to-day basis. I see some of y'all with blank faces like you, James, and your goons next to you. Like you, Luis. You know, you guys making it seem like you guys got somewhere better to be, and that's the problem with y'all coming into our communities thinking you know what's best for us. You want to know what's best for us? Defunding the damn bigots and reinvesting in the community. Not no transfers and none of that shit. Y'all hear this out. Law enforcement are modern day terrorists that terrorize the brown and black people of our communities on a day-to-day basis. And in no time they will take another one of our lives if we don't take initiative. And that's sad because the reality is that these people work for the system that is in place to go against our people. So tell us now, how many cops have y'all held accountable? Because y'all haven't done shit, and I can tell y'all now, all the cameras are watching. Do something to not make yourself look like that. And to all the sheriffs that are watching out here, not just in the streets, we're gonna hold y'all accountable. Think twice before fucking with our people. We ain't backing up no more. This is community accountability, and it's setting up that the community has to come together on their own time to protect our people. Because y'all can't do it. And to Luna, who didn't show up, remember my fucking face. When you look back at this video, fuck you. This is bring out audits for the committee, and don't be faking no damn tears. Come on, man. Don't be faking no damn tears, Sean, because you don't have it in you to ever be able to truly understand what we go through. You're privileged. Each and every one of you sitting up there are privileged. You know, you ain't fooling nobody. And to the families out here, much love and my condolences to all of you. I will do the best to hold these people accountable by filming them in the streets and being out there for our people. You know, tune in with people like SGB, with PLA, with South Central Audits. Know your rights, and you got to come together as a community to film the police, because you think these people people are gonna do anything? They ain't gonna do shit. They've been standing up here and they just here for the pictures. They just fake crying for the video. You know, do some shit. Hold them accountable. And y'all heard this. Look at the time again. Like I said, do something. Yeah. No, thank you. And your privilege.
Our next speaker, Carla Yanez, followed by
Sick as Ryan.
followed by Carlos Montes.
My name is Paula Yanes, and I grew up here in Los Angeles.
Speak in the night.
My name is Paula Yanes, and I grew up here in East Los Angeles, not far from here. And I still live here, well, near here. I live in World Heights now. But I've always worked in this community. This has been my home, my community where I have worked and served. Been a community advocate, Girl Scout leader. Also, I worked for the County of Los Angeles as a social worker, Girl Scout leader. I had a Girl Scout club when I was 18 years old. When I got out of high school, I worked in the Brooklyn Avenue School, where I went to elementary school as well. So the reason why I'm here is I'm here to support all these families that are here that have lost a loved one due to the violence that has been caused by the sheriff. This is not something new. This has been going on since the 70s, since I was growing up when I was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, throughout my life. Also, I had 2 brothers that were killed, but due to violence, due to gang violence. But the way I see it, it was not the youth's fault. It was because our system that we have had perpetually created a system of incarceration, has created a system of incarceration by our sheriff departments who are actually gang members. When I was growing up, we knew in the 1970s that there were gang members within the sheriff's department, and they still exist today. It was known by everybody, and they always instigated. I remember my brothers and even my students, because I worked with students in high school, they would tell me that the sheriff would pick them up, they take off their shoes, and they would go drop them off in another person's neighborhood so they could walk and create violence. Instead of trying to build bridges to prevent violence, that never happened. And that's why I'm here today also, because we need programs in our community. We need education. Instead of putting money into budgets for the police department, we need to invest that money for our youth, instead of having them incriminated and spending a life in jail because they're youth and because our system incriminates them. They go from the juvenile system, they go into the state system, and then they go into the federal prison. And they can just rob a person of their life. And the trauma that I suffered, and my family, and not only us, but our whole community, because when you lose one person in your community, it affects everybody. In our whole community, in our schools, in our churches, it has a profound effect forever. Yep. My brothers died over 40 years ago. Not only my brothers, my 2 neighbors who were brothers, my neighbor down the street, Dennis, my neighbors on the next block, they were all killed. And why? Because we were perpetuating a community of violence. We want people incarcerated. We want to support a criminal justice system to make profit of our youth and families incarcerated. That is totally wrong. And we need to invest, Mrs. Solis, we need to, Mrs. Solis, we need to invest in our communities. We need to invest in programs. We need to be creative. We need to give them education, childcare, and to give our families, our mothers, our fathers, our single mothers and fathers, we need them to give them support. And we know who is in trouble because our school system knows who's in trouble. So there's a lot of things that we could do to make our communities better. And we need to build bridges with all our agencies so that we can really have thriving communities. And we could have a community that is non-violent. And we need to get rid of the damn sheriffs because they are the true criminals. Okay. And they true are the criminals. And we need to dismantle this system of criminalization and find a way so that we could solve solutions instead of criminalizing our communities.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Our next speaker,
Hello, ma'am. I have a funeral I'm gonna go to because I'm for a comrade. So is it okay if I throw in my 2 minutes so I can get to the funeral? My name's Robert Strong. I'm one of Liz.
Let's
Please speak up. All right. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Alito Valdez. So, why are we here today? Why?
because of the LASD gangs, okay? So what I want to say is, when we should invest in our community, into our youth, make bridges, but not invest in corporations, so why do we see LASD gangs trying to be the real gangs when we should be the real gangs? Why? Why should we turn each other against us like this? Why? So, you know what I'm gonna advise to all the citizens not in our levels? This is what I'm gonna say. No more meetings, no more waiting, no more citing, no more courthouse days, no more townhouses. I will let the community decide what they want to do this time, not the supervisor, nobody. Us citizen Angelinos. I'm here from 10 o'clock right now. Any discrimination from the LASD gangs, we will decide. No, not you guys will ever decide. We're gonna come up. We're gonna do professionally all. No more wait, no more courthouse. Nothing. We're gonna let us decide. Nobody else. We're gonna do it our way. Anything that's discrimination from now or 10 o'clock and not any time, any day, any year, we're gonna let them out. We're gonna terminate them. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna decide, we're gonna vote. Not anybody from any local or federal government agency. I will decide, I will vote, I'm gonna let these guys vote. Not you guys, not anybody in the government. Because this is why I'm here. I'm from Hawaii as well. Because you guys heard of me. And Hawaii is also targeted. Did you know that police brutality has been going on, like I said, for almost 200 years? We're gonna end that. We're gonna decide. Look at New Jersey, period.
Thank you.
Our next speaker, Carlos Montes.
It's Carlos Montes. Carlos Montes is an activist here in East LA. He's been an activist and doing work for many, many years.
I grew up here in East LA. Can you hear me all right? Graduated from the high school. And as a youth, faced harassment by the sheriff just for cruising. Even as an adult, for my activism, I faced political repression. But I'm here I read the special counsel report, last night. So I'm here to say that I support it. Central CSO, I'm a member of Central CSO Community Service Organization who has advocated support the families. We demanded prosecute killer cops. We supported Measure A. We went door to door to say we got to get rid of Villanueva and support Measure A. So I know it's a hard job, a hard task. The Civilian Oversight Commission doesn't have a lot of power, so we believe in stronger civilian oversight. We believe in community oversight of the Sheriff's Department. That's what we're fighting for. So we're here, yes, absolutely, community control of the police. This is a demand that we've been fighting for since the 60s, right? But again, deputy gangs need to be, the word you use is eliminated, but I've heard other people say eradicated. I think, did you say eradicated or eliminated? They need to be prosecuted.
Both.
They need to be terminated. So there's many recommendations in the special counsel. Yeah, I mean, working with them, many of these folks are allies and they're advocating. If you read the special counsel report, it talks about eliminating the deputy gangs and the cliques. So I'll just wrap it up. A lot of people have said it, a lot of things like support the families for coming out and speaking out and supporting the community. Now, just in closing, I just will say that this is a systemic racist problem of the killing of young Chicanos, Latinos in our community. Not only in East LA, but throughout the Southwest, and blacks, of course, right? So we're up against a monster. We've organized it against it. Tino Torres did a good job of highlighting the struggle of the Chicano movement in the 60s, 70s, etc. So we need to expose it as systemic oppression of Chicanos, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next speaker, Joel Strong, followed by English Ricard, followed by South Central Audits.
Yeah, my name is Robert Strong. I worked for 10 years in the Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health. There's a lot going on in the blogosphere lately about how we need to replace police showing up with mental health workers showing up. Let me tell you where the holdup is with that. Let me tell you where the broken link in the chain is. I worked for 10 years for the Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health, and I got so tired of telling my supervisor, I'm not going to send the cops to do welfare checks on our client. If the pet team's available, I'm not going to send the sheriffs to bust in their doors and to terrorize our clients and to sometimes kill them, to saddle them with an ambulance bill for $400 when they didn't ask to be hospitalized in the first place. I continue to speak up about the police brutality I saw, and I would get written up about it every time. The sheriffs pressured Los Angeles County HR to fire me. I was fired last November for whistleblowing racist abuse within adjacent county organizations, the Sheriff's Department, and DCFS. There needs to be civilian oversight over the Department of Children and Family Services, which penalizes poverty and terrorizes families of color.
That's true.
But as long as people like me, supposedly the good guys, right? We're the people that you want to show up instead of the cops when your cousins are having a nervous breakdown, right? Because they're dealing with trauma from what the cops have already done to their friends. But when people like me want to do our jobs, we get fired. The sheriffs started stomping on me. One of the first big things to fall was when a friend of mine, Vishal Singh, an independent journalist, got photographic evidence of the Tri-County Sheriff's Conference in 2019. There was actually a kiosk of the 3%ers. You guys know who the 3%ers are? The 3%ers are a Christo-fascist militia that is pledged to destroy communities of color, to abuse our LGBT comrades. And the Sheriff's Department is actively working with these guys. It wasn't just that they were present at the Tri-County Conference. I'm going to finish. It wasn't just that they were present at the Tri-County Conference. The sheriffs allowed them to put up a kiosk in an information booth so the sheriffs could work with it, just like the Proud Boys. And every time I spoke out about that, I got written up until that stack of write-ups got higher and higher. And now they can't find mental health workers, right? You see the articles in the LA Times, it's hard to find frontline workers anymore. It's because you keep getting rid of people like me that are trying to do their damn job.
All right. Our next speaker is Kristen Clark, followed by South Central Audits, followed by Adriana Quinones.
We're good to go. What did you say? The police just left the building right now.
Good afternoon. Okay, I want to just begin, please accept my condolences, all of you, because it's very disturbing to finding out how all these brothers and sisters have been killed and should not. Probably that's where we should start, by retraining the police department, the sheriff's department. And I have a big question about the Oversight Commission. What they're accomplishing? What are the results of your investigations? Is something being done? Now, we definitely need to implement laws that are meaningful, because obviously nothing is working out and is working against us. We need to, like I was saying before, hopefully they will retrain the sheriffs and the police department. And the unions need to be held accountable. And for some reason or other, we need to see more brown people also in the Oversight Committee. I don't know how it's done, but we need to be there. Our experiences need to be told. And we need to be part of. We don't feel like we're part of. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker, South Central Audits, followed by Adriana Quinones, followed by Sandra Chavez.
How you doing, committee? My name is, I name myself Good Citizen. They call me South Central Audit. I'm here in the streets for the people. I'm for the people. This is what I do. This is what I love to do. I come out here, bro, and film the cops. I hold them guys accountable. I pull up to traffic stops. I pull up to all scenes. My recommendation to all the people that's here, guys, always record the police.
Yeah.
When you guys see them, you guys record them.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be held accountable when the camera's watching.
Yes.
It hurts me, bro, all the stories that I heard. I'm pretty sure he said has a lot of attention.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna get a lot of attention now.
Yeah.
all this story that's going on right here, bro, there's gonna be a lot of people watching. We're gonna be more in the streets right here in East LA, specifically, bro. And I hope you, Kennedy, do something about it. I hope you're listening to the people. Remember something, man. All you guys work for the people. If you guys don't want to work for the people, if you guys don't want to listen to the people, don't work for the people. Remember that. Pedro Solis, I know you probably left, and I know you left, but I'm gonna still address you even though her seat is missing. Pay attention to the people. You grew up around here, she should be here. You know what I mean? Listen to the people, bro. I'm not from this city, but I love the people. The people call me, the people tell me what it is, and this is what I'm gonna do it for. Please, people, please record the police. If you see the cop in your city, if you see whatever cop did something, record his ass. Trust me, they will think about it. And do me a favor, man, do not be transferring cops to other departments because they take that bullshit ass gangbanging mentality to another department and they plant the seed to another goddamn trying to be a good cop. And let me tell you something, man. I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel and I'm not hard to find. I see this cop, as soon as I bring them up on the street, like, oh, you bandito, you can see it in their face that they're shocked, that they hear me. So I address you, man, committee, pay attention to what's going on. Us, the people, will be in the street a lot more. Remember that. Remember my face. Don't be surprised if I go to you guys' office and pay you guys a visit for not doing nothing. Remember that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll remember it.
Adriana Quinones, followed by Sandra Chavez, followed by Marquis Lofton.
Good morning, commissioners and audience. My name is Adriana Quinones, a resident of Hacienda Heights. Thank you, Supervisor Solis, for asking the Oversight Commission to do a community outreach. The Oversight Committee meetings need to be done on Saturdays and at the different supervisory areas. Please don't forget the San Gabriel Valley. I grew up in Royal Heights. When drive-by shootings were done on a regular basis, police brutality was normal. After video cameras, things started to change. Now I work closely with Industry Sheriff's Department, in my opinion, the best. We need to not put band-aids on the different issues that we have. We need reform in all areas, criminal justice, LA Sheriff's Department, and so on. The sheriff needs to have town hall meetings and listen to the community. As the community, we need resources for crime prevention, have partnerships with schools, parents, after-school programs, parenting programs. And also something that very important that I learned is there's a form that you turn into the Sheriff's Department if you have someone in your house with a mental condition. And that's very important for us to know as a community, because that way when you call in, they can go in with resources. But I also want to, I'm so disappointed in so many levels at the Oversight Commission, at the Board of Supervisors, the Sheriff's Department, and it's because it takes a whole lot of puzzles, a whole lot of pieces to bring in a puzzle together. The community has never been part of all these proposals. I recently had a situation where someone with a mental condition was really bad, and we called the police, and they couldn't do anything because in order to take advantage of the 5150, someone has to be a threat to themselves or to their loved ones. If that is not in the picture, there's something the family can do. And even when we have to lie in order to take advantage of the 5150, they're only held for 72 hours, and then what happens after that? So we need to start changing laws so that we can have some help for people with mental conditions. And also, let's start reforming the Sheriff's Department. Not only the Sheriff's Department, but I was under LAPD when they used to take us into the alleys and beat us up. So I have also been a victim, well, my family has a victim of drive-by shootings where my cousin was killed. Thank you. Nobody's talking about gangs. Let's talk about that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Sandra Chavez, followed by Marquis Lofton, followed by Michelle Foster.
Thank you. I want to commend you, Mr. Kennedy, and everyone here for coming and listening to the stories and the suffering and the pain of the parents and the family. However, I just want to share something about the Codes Commission. I'm sure each one of you probably know about it. The Codes Commission, Judge Cole came to our community in, I believe, in 1990, and he traveled all over LA County hearing the complaints regarding the sheriff, regarding the mistreatment. Now we're talking many years now, and there's nothing that we could say that happened with the Codes Commission. Now you guys are created now again, and I'm concerned about many of our residents and and the people that are getting killed. Paul Reyes, he's my granddaughter's fiance's cousin. His grandmother, Irene Gomez, she died, Garcia died 2 weeks ago. She would have been here today. If she was alive, she would have been here today. And you want to know what her quote is? In the newspaper and in the news, they killed my grandson like a dog. Irene Garcia stated that. And the pain of these parents, what they're going through. And my understanding that now you're creative, what are we going to do? We could send a man to a moon, and we're still figuring this out 50 years later? Okay. And it's snowballed to where it is right now? I just pray that something comes out of this committee and the senators and Congress. It has to be a team effort. It cannot just be your committee. And I hope and pray that something gets resolved out of this. And it's horrible because we don't know who's going to get killed tomorrow. Is it going to be my grandson? I don't know. We don't know is it going to be my neighbors? And I pray to God that you get a parent that lost their kid through the sheriff's department shooting up there, because we need to see parents up there too, not just you. I understand you all have titles, but come on, let's get a parent, a hurting parent that could be part of your team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Marquise Lofton, followed by Michelle Infante, followed by Deborah Ashman.
Good afternoon. My name is Marquise Lofton. I'm here to speak about Deputy Gangs in South Los Angeles Station, also in the East Los Station. You have the 3,000 boys, the 3,000 floor deputies. You had banditos, you had the Vikings, you have the Grim Reapers, and they only want to work at East Los, South Los, and Compton stations. They won't work in the Marina Del Rey station because that's the rich black folks area. They won't work in San Dimas station. They won't work in the Diamond Bar station, Walnut station. They only want to go to stations where there's minority, black, and brown youth. My wife works for the county. I've been married to a Latina for 26 years. I have 5 biracial kids. So I experienced both sides of it. I'm on parole. I just got out of jail. In the Los Angeles County Jail, Men's Central Jail is horrible, unsafe, is cruel and unusual punishment, and it needs to be shut down. You got piss, feces, and urine coming through the ceilings on every floor. The water is gray. The water is contaminated. Everybody got a filter. The water is contaminated. You can let the water sit in a cup out the sink right there for 5 minutes. It's gonna stay gray. You understand? They sell them one top ramen soup in the county jail for $1.36 a piece. $20 for a case of $5 soups that we would pay for on the street. And Lee Baca's daughter is alleged to own it, the chief commissary. This stuff is so wrong. You have to, and it starts when these recruits get out of the academy. Because when they go to county jail, they have to work there 2-3 years in the county jail. So they're embedded with the old deputies that when they get pulled out the field in one of the station locations, they have to go back into the county jail because they can't be out on the street. So now they're recruiting even more banditos and 3,000 boy deputy gangs.
Thank you.
This stuff is wrong, and it needs to be addressed. And the Men's Central Jail needs to be shut down.
Shut it down.
You got cameras in there, and they still got blind spots. They have multiple cases where they beat you up. They're violating ADA rights. I have multiple sclerosis, MS. So when I go to the county, y'all gotta get an interferon shot, Q weekly. That's $1,000 a week. They don't want to give it to me. They make me fight for it. I done called Max up in office 20 times, emailed his office, no response. Ineffective leadership.
Thank you. Our next speaker, Deborah Ashman, followed by Anthony Robles, followed by Vanessa Perez.
Hi, my name is Deborah Ashman. I own a business in East LA. I do a lot of voter outreach. I have two questions. The first question is, last year when I was trying to get out the vote, I had a lot of people responding saying, we vote to elect a new sheriff, we vote to elect new officials, nothing changes. So I want to know how I can continue to do my job. My second question is more specific. I was able to observe for a few days at the Vargas trial. Many things disturb me about the trial, but one thing has been really bothering me. There was a witness, she was a sergeant named Sarah Rodriguez. She's now a lieutenant for LA Sheriff's Department, and she had been the direct supervisor of Nicholas Perez and Jonathan Rojas, who murdered Anthony Vargas. And they asked her if she knew about a use of force incident where Deputy Perez had killed another civilian in 2019, and she said no. And so that's inconceivable to me. I feel like either she's perjuring herself under oath or she's incredibly bad at her job. And if she was incredibly bad at her job, the consequence was she's now a lieutenant in internal affairs. She was promoted to the agency that investigates the sheriffs. So my question is, if those are the people that are investigating the LA Sheriff's Department, how is it possible they even could ask us to let them consider their request to self-police themselves, to do their own investigation of the gangs? Because that is just so incredibly cynical that it's been bothering me all week. Thank you.
Right. They investigate themselves and then they determine that they didn't do nothing wrong.
Our next speaker, Anthony Robles, followed by Vanessa Perez, followed by Leticia Vasquez.
Who's next?
Anthony Robles.
Yeah.
I don't think he's here. Anthony Robles? I think he left.
Let's move on.
Our next speaker, Vanessa Perez, followed by Leticia Vasquez.
And I think that's gonna have to be it.
She's our last speaker.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Joseph President. I wanted to speak to Elise as well, but she's not here.
She's not here anymore.
Okay. Now I just want to say, where is the justice when the deputies have become professional criminals? The intent to use excessive force to the point of near death, and to have the capabilities to document what happened and make it look justifiable on paper. This is called premeditated by professional criminals you all call Los Angeles County sheriffs. These deputies get away from what they have done to our kids because these criminals say what they want to make sure they get away with it. What they have just done with videos, surveillance disappeared. And the only thing left is the words of these deputies who have learned how to document their crimes. Instead of prosecuting these professional criminals, you're putting them in our kids' school. Like Paul Sedona, who works at Nogales High School. He's the deputy that beat my son, and now he's at my daughter's high school. Who's protecting my daughter while you guys are protecting him? And he needs to be terminated from Nogales High School. I can't stress that enough. I wish Hilda Solis was here to hear this. But he needs to be terminated, and all of them do. And then she had said something about her recommendations, I think it was number 20 and 22, about having the captains notified of the deputies involved in force incidents. The captain of industry sheriffs was at my court arraignment for the restraining order supporting Paul Sedona. So it doesn't make no sense. He's there to support this attempted murderer and support him to be at my daughter's high school. So that kind of like echoes on what the lady said before me. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Our last,
Our last comment, Leticia Vasquez.
Again, hello. I just wanted to ask, and I apologize if I don't know all the recommendations. Actually, I don't know them because I don't know where to find them on the website. But do you guys have the recommendation to not allow police officers to witness the autopsies of your loved ones when they've either committed the crime or investigating the crime? My son, and I think a lot of us impacted families, the officers are standing witness during the autopsies. And they could really change the course of that autopsy and probably change what the coroner is going to say. So if it's not a recommendation in your list, I ask that you guys do that, because not only did they take our loved one, not only did they murder him, like in my case, in front of us, and we witnessed it all, but that's massacre, giving them the ability to massacre him again and have a joyride in their conversations while he's getting the autopsy done. If anyone had to be there, it was me. I brought him to life. They shouldn't have the right to be there and see your son cut up in pieces, their scalp removed and moved down, and then have the ability to talk about it and laugh about it later. I really strongly ask you to please put that as a recommendation. And when I asked, why do cops have the ability to plead the fifth? When anybody has the ability to plead the fifth, all that is saying is that they're afraid of self-incriminating themselves because they are guilty. They are guilty of doing what they've done, and they don't want to continue to allow someone to point the finger and say, yes, you're guilty, you know you did it, and you cannot look at the person in the eye. They know they did it, and any cop, any person that does that should not be allowed to, especially cops.
right. Thank you. I just want to say this commission is taking up the issue of the sheriffs and autopsies. Next Thursday, April 20th, at our regularly scheduled meeting, we will have the LA coroner and groups who have been studying this issue speaking. So your comments are appreciated, and we're actually going to take that up. We are over time, so I'm so sorry. We must conclude this town hall. For those who came and stayed so long, we really appreciate it, and we will have more town halls in the future. To my commissioners, I really appreciate you being here on a Saturday, and to our staff, thank you for making this happen. Really appreciate it.
There you go, guys. This is the Civilian Oversight Commission of the County of Los Angeles. They're tasked with, they're in charge of basically giving recommendations to the LA County Board of Supervisors as far as the deputy gangs and anything that happens inside of the LA County jail system. Real quick. We got people here. Cerise.
How are you?
Good. Okay. I haven't met you, but how you doing? East Los Aires? I know you guys are a couple, right?
Yeah.
I see your pictures. You went to Italy, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Somebody. So there's a lot of families here, impacted families who have gone through some real bad stuff with the sheriff's department. Unfortunately, they lost their loved ones. They lost friends. I think Hilda's outside. Go see if she wants to come up. That's her.
Yeah.
What's up, Emily? How are you?
I'm good.
Nice to see you. I was late, but I was watching your speech through one of my other friends who was live.
Yeah.
Nice seeing you, eh? What's up, Luis? How are you, senor?
Alright.
The other Luis, not this Luis, the other Luis.
Oh.
This Luis too. Oh, Dispensa.
You don't know. That's for my paycheck. You don't know.
They don't know his real name.
When they bury me, it's going to be another memory of...
A memory of what? Luis? Also known as Luis. This is the County of Los Angeles Community Center. Hilda Solis's office right here. We are in East LA, the heart of East LA, on Sono Drive, right across the street from Obregon Park. Skin was tripping. Just giving me shakes. Hey man, why you gotta say my name, fool?
Hey, hi, very powerful.
Cerise Castle is here. She is a reporter, a journalist. She wrote a piece about the LA gangs, LA deputy gangs within the Los Angeles County Department. Knock LA, I believe is what it is. If you go to knockla.com, there is a huge article, and there's also, I think, a podcast. She's here. She's a reporter, journalist. She's been reporting on deputy gangs for a few years now. A lot of people spoke today, and it was pretty awesome to hear their stories, and a lot of them have good points. You know, we have to keep these sheriffs accountable and stop moving them around from department to department. You see South Central lights on?
That's what it's about. We need to do this. Nah, but see how it changes the perspective now? It's if you see the who that, what you doing over here? What's your name and badge number? Make them aware like you're looking at them, you're paying attention. Because you have to do that. That's why I address it so much for the people over here. Record a public official. They can absolutely do nothing. And that's the message, you know, si tú no miras de tu neighborhood, if they park, go walk up to them. What's your name and badge number though? What you doing over here? Are you fishing? You know, and they're gonna think about it, so there's people being more aware. You know what I mean? And send me on
Yeah, your light's on.
Instagram.
Your light's on. Your light is on.
Stays on.
Oh, it stays on? All right.
So then, but do it though. You know, hit me up on Instagram, TikTok, or más en Instagram. Una pregunta o anything, send me a message. Okay, thank you. All right?
Your light's on still?
Yeah.
I take it this is your friend that was recording for you?
Yeah, that's the one I was watching this live. I was talking to her earlier.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
I know. This is the representative. See this guy right here in the suit? He's Hilda Solis representative. She left already. Your light stays on?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I wanted to look.
Que se va bien?
Yeah, que me miren.
Yeah. Oh, que te miren.
Yeah, que miren. Oh, también que me miren.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Hey, lights on.
That way they know you're recording.
Thank you.
What's up, man?
Keep the camera rolling.
That's right, baby. That's right.
Can't stop, won't stop.
That's what I'm talking about. Keep it rolling.
Hey, my camera's like a crack addict, back at it.
Never stops.
I'm gonna have to put my whole, you know what I
You know
mean?
what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta have it. That's the thing is that you can't be afraid to report the police. A lot of people are scared.
Yeah, but they gotta
we
be
gotta
aware,
get rid of that fear.
That's our
man.
lesson to the people. Like,
Yeah.
every time we come out here, we record. We supposed to gotta let the people know, like, fool, record.
Yeah.
Recording is not a crime, you know.
You know how many
Even in
people?
front of
I'm
the
sure,
cops.
I'm sure people be telling you, "Oh, there's a cop over here. I wish you were here." Fool, you have a fucking phone. You
Go record it. You sending me a message?
Yeah. People are always telling me too. Oh, they're over here. You record
Go
that
over
shit.
there.
The thing is this, that they're afraid. So we gotta get over that hump. You know what I mean? You and I, we're not afraid anymore. But
Never.
most people are, bro. Most people aren't. And that's what we have to get rid of.
No lie.
Oh shit, my fucking gimbal keeps fucking up. Look at this thing. This thing's broken. Yeah. I want to sleep late last night. I was supposed to be here early, but I woke up like at 10 o'clock.
Well, I went to work, fool.
Today?
I went to work I got home late. I was around my boy Ryan, and then I got home. Went to sleep, went to work at 6 in the morning, bro.
Oh, you got out?
I got out at 9:30 when I boned out over here with.
Oh, you only work 3 hours?
Yeah, they pay you for Saturdays. You work half a day, and they pay you the whole day.
Oh, nice. Nice.
But I'm about my job. I'm about going to work. You know what I mean? You looking at pulling up those?
Did you give Tino a
pull up
sticker?
those guys?
Did you give Tino a sticker?
Yeah.
Give him a sticker.
These those artists pull up on me, man. Jeez.
Got him. Got him.
Got that angle, man. You got that angle, guys.
Got that vato.
Jeez, wow.
I got you speaking too. That shit was great, dude. I was like, hey,
You guys told me, guys. I'm telling you.
you're calling him bro. That's your bro, so.
That's
I know.
That's the word of saying, bro, you know? Because I switched it up from bro to a word I can say.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
I know.
Because that word I deleted from my vocabulary because every time I do it on the video,
People be talking
people
shit.
be talking smack, bro. And that's why I was born and raised South Central, so I say that word on my vocabulary.
Oh, that's it.
So everything's good.
It's the homie right here. You ended it already?
Nah, I'm gonna do it.
I already gave it to one. Not yet. It's yours. This guy brought up a good point about the unions, the police unions, the protected leagues. No one's keeping them in check. Yeah, they're unions, dude. The main office is in San Dimas, I think.
Let's focus on changing the laws.
Right, yeah,
And let's
that's
start making all elected officials accountable.
Exactly,
Because
every single
you know
one
what?
of
All they're doing is focusing on the sheriffs,
Mhm.
and then we're losing the concept of,
Who's above them?
well, the full circle accountability.
Yeah, they passed the buck. They try to not put blame on
It's so
themselves.
much easier. So
Yeah.
you're just putting a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
And then we're like, yeah, the sheriffs. No, in my community of Hacienda Heights,
Yeah.
we have 2 patrols in the whole city.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So when people start talking about defunding the police, guess what's gonna happen to us? We're gonna have
One.
one. What's
Yeah.
gonna happen?
I don't even talk about like I don't say like me. I don't know if I say like I wouldn't even say it straight out. Defund the police. No, I won't say that. I think more than anything,
Retrain
have
them.
new men, have new faces over there, like all that. Put new faces out there. I don't think it's fun, bro.
Yeah.
Because we need them like for our kids, crime and stuff like that. We need them. I'm not saying we don't need them. Yeah, we need
We
them.
need
but-
good officers, good deputies.
In my community, I can tell you, because I work very closely with them,
Yeah.
and I hold them accountable.
Yeah.
People send me text messages, emails, if this happened, I called, they treated me this way. I contact the captain, we have a liaison in
Yeah.
the community, he gets right on it.
Okay.
Hacienda Heights?
In Hacienda Heights.
Yeah.
Deputy Ruano, I mean, I think the sheriff's department should model after him.
Okay.
I mean, you can call him, you can text him, whatever, he's right on it, you know?
Yeah.
So why don't we have that kind of policing across the board?
Yeah.
You know, Luna has not even shown up.
No.
Villanueva was not good. No, Villanueva showed up, he had 3
Yeah, he
townhomes.
was. Look, that's what
He
thing I'm
had
gonna give
3
up to
townhomes.
Villanueva.
Oh,
That's
did
the
he?
one thing I'm
Okay.
gonna give it to Villanueva. Even though we didn't like him, we didn't agree with him, he'll show up and take it.
Oh, he took it.
And I'm gonna give him that, you know?
Yeah.
Because
He
I
showed
told
up
him a
and
lot of
took it.
things.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Well,
I mean, I don't
see, they're putting a little band-aid. You know why? Because they keep saying deputy gangs, prove it, prosecute them.
Yeah.
End of period, right? But the longer they drag it out, there's no accountability for anybody.
Yeah, well,
So it's a game.
we're talking about earlier, the unions protect the protected least protected. Those are the ones who are really controlling everything. Yeah, nobody talks about
You
it.
gotta start going to their meetings.
Yeah, definitely.
Now is, you gotta record everything. And that's the people that
Oh, yeah.
know that.
Because it's them against us, and we don't have evidence.
Gente se la plaza hablando and we, okay, it says this and
Oh, no.
it's a chisme already.
There's a difference between facts and
Yeah.
chisme. You're right.
Yeah, no, because he could lie, you could lie, but this doesn't lie.
Oh no.
This tells the truth every single time.
If people send me videos of something that's happening in the community, I send it over to the sheriffs and they take care of it right away. We need to protect each other because
It's called community policing.
I should not be afraid to live in my community.
Because the cops
So let's hold everybody accountable.
The people's not gonna talk to you the way we talk to you.
Yeah.
Because when they see a cop showing up with a badge, they're gonna be like, oh, child is rocking you and cussing you. Like,
Yeah, so that's why they
we
send
got
it to
that
me.
legal-
Yeah.
And guess what? I'm not afraid. You know, some people kind of like said, "Oh, you're not afraid. The bad guys
We
are going to do
shouldn't be
something to you."
afraid, though.
No, but in some communities,
okay.
you're afraid for your life.
But again, it's a service they are providing us because we pay taxes.
Exactly. Yeah.
We pay their salary.
They're public servants, exactly.
So that's why we have to understand that they're not doing us no favor.
No.
Yeah, but that's why you have to have those meetings. I mean, I meet with the captain, and I say, "Hey, I have a list. This is what's going
But
on."
it goes further than that because it starts in the academies. It starts with the training. It starts in education. How many kids out there are high school kids? How many of them know the Constitution? How many of them know the Bill of Rights? They don't want us to know our rights.
Oh, yeah.
Because if we're dangerous if we know our rights. This guy goes up to them. He walks up to me, talks to them. You don't talk to them like they're above us.
No,
He
you
talks
have
to
to be
them
respectful too.
to a certain degree.
Right?
I
To a certain
think,
degree.
and I feel different about that. I'm gonna tell you right now because we in the street with them. A lot of people in the community are not in the street with them, and when we encounter something that
What we see.
what we encounter them is a little different to what people want to portray it as. We encounter some shit with them where we put them on Front Street about it. Like, hey, don't direct this, bro. Because right away they want to come up to you.
Don't
get that
stand
little
there.
button,
Don't go here.
hasta pa' allá, like, hey, excuse me.
No.
Excuse me, what's your name and badge number for the record?
I had a situation like that with me.
You have to do it.
And it was like something fell on the street. You know, it was a two-way street, like a window. And then the cop was there, and he told me to go to the opposite lane. To go back and join.
Yeah.
So I follow his instructions, and then he gets in the car and starts following me, and he starts screaming at me, telling me, "Why did you do that? And I'm gonna give you a ticket."
Did you record it?
Oh, no, this is what I told him. I said, "Okay, it'll be my first ticket. Go ahead and give it to me, and I'll see you in court."
Yeah.
And then he
Good.
goes, "Oh, never mind. Just
Yeah.
go." And I said, "You know what? What is your name?" And then he's like, he took off.
He didn't want to say
No,
anything.
but I wasn't screaming at him or anything. I was just like, okay, I'll take it.
To touch on that respect part, whether we're respectful or not, they're trained and they're obligated to treat us with respect regardless. And they're supposed to take abuse from the community. I'm not saying that we should be disrespectful to them, but if in the cases that we are, they're supposed to take it. They're supposed to be professional.
They know that. Oh, you're trying to. Every time, this is what they want to do. Oh, when they talk to the public, oh, they just guys want to antagonize us. Like, why don't you just teach them the right way, whatever we're doing? We're holding you guys accountable, making sure you guys treat the public right.
They try to
Why don't they do
villainize us. They try to make us look like we're the bad guys because we're filming in
the cops
public.
leave, the people, they come out, hey, what are you guys doing? Like, we're here for you guys.
Yeah. You guys should, yeah.
The public should not
If
fear
I have
us.
nothing to hide,
So why
you
should we
shouldn't
have
have a problem
respect
to
when we pull up
record.
to the next scene and we see them? Why should I respect that same Huda that did that in the last time? Why? Nah, bro, zero respect after
Well,
that.
and then there was another incident with a lieutenant, kind of ignored what I was requesting,
Yeah.
some records.
Yeah, public records.
And the captain had told me, we want to be transparent, So I sent an email to the captain. I said, what happened to the transparency? This happened. Oh, that lieutenant changed
Yeah, but
right
I
away.
think I think one thing like I'm explaining to you because you have a lot of knowledge the way you were speaking over there. If you will take your camera out, you will take your camera out and
record your
boom,
encounter
and let them know your interaction with them. I guarantee you, they will pay attention to you.
Oh, there we
Right
go.
now, they might do it, and then they're okay. We're gonna. Ahí tengo un papel, ahí tengo otro papel, hasta ahí. But when you come on with, I swear, when you come on with the camera and be like, excuse me, I just want to record because, excuse me, what was that again? And they'd be like,
But I see the treatment that is different in East LA, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
East LA versus City Ministry.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's like night and day.
Oh yeah.
I mean, right.
They consider this the trenches over here.
It amazes me because I can pick up the phone and talk to the captain, and he's like super nice. What can I do? Let's make changes, whatever. If you go to East LA, it's kind of like, ooh.
Very hostile.
Yeah.
It's very hot. The environment is very
change.
hostile.
So Luna needs to stop talking and actually making changes.
Yeah.
And one of the things that he did today disrespected this community, like
Not
everybody
coming.
else, not coming. And we're talking about sheriffs. You should have been here. Why wasn't he here?
that's why that video that we're going to upload it, we're going to hashtag
And
you.
guess what? There was the African American commissioners. Where were
They were not here.
That shows you they don't care about us.
The Oversight Commission should be formed about the people they.
This is what I think the person that was in charge of from that committee, bro, you better be here. You better be here.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna look right. I'm not gonna give you your
I'm
hand.
looking at the table and I'm like, what am I looking at?
All white faces. All white faces.
You know why? Because the commission, in my perception, and I told them, is it's a politically appointed commission. That has to change.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It has to be, yes, that has to end.
Everything gonna
It has
change
to
it
be
with
community.
the cameras though. The cameras changes everything, you know. We could come here and speak a million times, but I guarantee you when 10 cameras show up and they're in here, 10 cameras show up, they're gonna be like, oh shit.
But you're right, there is no representation. There is none. And it's politically charged, everything that they do. Yeah.
You know why? Because they keep us with a little.
Yeah, this is just a band-aid they're trying to put over it.
You know why? Because now all of us are focused on the sheriffs. But
Yeah.
what is not happening?
No, but if you really think
Right?
about it
What is
though,
not happening?
the sheriffs are the
Where's-
ones that started it.
Yeah, no, but where's the assembly people? Where's the supervisors passing laws? Where are state senators?
Where are they? Yeah,
Where
that's
are they? Why are they not here? This is an important issue, right?
We're
Why are they not
represented.
here?
We're represented in the Senate. Where are they at?
So they can
You know
talk all
what?
they
You know what I
want,
think
but
should
where are
you
they?
know what's wrong right here too? Where's the news at, bro?
Where's that?
The news.
The news.
Yeah, the
You know
media.
what I'm talking about?
The media.
Like that right there, this is a big thing within the sheriff department, like inform the community. You know why they don't come? Because they're scared of retaliation amongst themselves, like, oh, they're gonna shut their ass down or something. That's why they don't come. If not, they'll be right here, Telemundo, 34, Channel 5.
Yeah.
They
But
report
no,
on stupid things. They don't report on something.
no, if
like
you
this.
record them, they're not
Very
gonna let you,
important.
they're not gonna let us in the scene anymore. They're not gonna, you know, they work like that.
Oh, they go hand in hand. They
But
go
you know
hand in
what?
hand.
Also, I don't trust the news that much either.
Yeah,
Because
tampoco.
you know what? A lot of them are also special interest.
Of course.
You know, you heard about the Times with the LA Times back with the Chandlers, where they
Yeah.
used to put whatever they wanted.
Make you sound like something you're not?
everything. Oh yeah,
Well, they're in bed with the government.
they're in bed with the supervisors.
So they're not gonna post or they're not gonna share anything that makes them look bad.
No.
Because making the departments look bad makes the media look bad too.
We need to see the points of view from the whole community,
Yeah.
and not just a fraction. Like when you have the meetings at 9 o'clock in the morning, who do you think is going to go to those meetings?
Not many.
I work. I can't.
I work, yeah.
Today when I ain't like today I work, right? And I told I'm like, I'm gonna come, bro. This is what my medicine is. Like this is what I love to do for the people. If you do something, do it for the people, bro. They need that voice. They need that education. They need that knowledge, bro. They need it.
It is tiresome speaking in the African community all the time.
Yeah.
It does get tiresome, and we don't get.
So we're gonna be able to see that?
Yeah.
On YouTube, South Central Audit.
I'll take that. Thank you. Adriana.
You can help.
Buenas gracias.
We can help.
Check it out. It says South Central Audit. Just type in
That's it
Instagram.
right.
First came to this country, we lived in South Central.
Yeah.
It was an experience. Oh wow!
Wild, the Wild Wild
Yeah,
West.
wow. It
The
was.
Wild Wild
My
West.
team
It was
is crazy.
crazy back then.
Yeah.
Were you back to work? I went to school,
This is my
came back, there
Instagram.
was nothing left.
Oh,
And if you do it
yeah. The
live,
rise.
You went to school.
My shit's live all the time.
Oh my goodness.
It was back.
Like when you see my channel, this is what you see. This is what you're gonna see. Cops Guys Cop Dog.
South Central showing off his Instagram page. The Instagram, right? That's
I would like
Instagram.
to see those that are being accused bring the evidence in prosecution.
Yeah.
Because continue talking.
They yapping their mouth too much. It's like too much talking.
Too much talk, no action. We need more action. We need more action. from everyone. The board of supervisors need to do what they're here to do, protect the people and provide resources for us.
Definitely.
They gotta
And
hold.
there's money because we have, come on, everybody's been talking about how we have.
What park are you at?
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh yeah, of course.
So it's like resources.
Across the street?
It's not distributed properly.
It's not.
Where?
Let's be honest.
Swing?
We grew up in Boyle Heights.
Yeah.
Right across the street
Now
from
our
speaking?
kids went to,
Oh, all right, sorry. I'll go with you right now.
yeah, our kids went to Hacienda Heights schools.
Oh, okay.
It's like night and day.
Yeah, me too. I'm born and raised here in East LA. Born and raised, you know. I came to all the public school.
Well, but the public schools are so different here than over there.
Oh, of course, of course. Again, we're in the trenches here. Right here, when you go to
So
the
what do we blame
station,
for that?
our supervisors,
Our elected officials.
our officials.
And why
That's
are we
right.
keep voting for the same people over and over
We
again?
keep doing it. We keep doing it. I'm sorry, I gotta go. Okay. Nice meeting you, Adriana. Nice meeting you too. Shirt. Not deputized. They are LA County security, I believe. They don't have anything to do with. I mean, they do, but they're not actual deputies. And I think some of them are armed, I believe. We got some sheriffs over here. We just ended the meeting right now. Excuse me. We are not at Obregon Park. I'm here with South Central Audits and there's a guy named Ryan. I just met him today for the first time. Both cars are idling, of course, as always. Deputies.
Thank you guys for the public the blue liquor. Let's get we got the blue liquor right now.
Get on.
Blue liquor.
Get on.
Yeah, they're weapons. They have a security detail. Man, my gimbal just broke again. Let's go get a new one. Hey Ryan, real quick, what's your YouTube channel?
It's Green Hat Audits, bro.
Green Hat
Appreciate
Audits?
you. Yeah, and what about you, my boy?
East Los Audits, baby.
East Los Audits, you got it.
That's all. Green Hat Audits. That's Green Hat Audits with them. Let's go talk to him. What do you want to talk?
How could he be a bigot if he's last time? Tell us.
How can you? It's just a job for these guys, though, right? It's just a job.
But
Right.
take off the armband. We want to see the tattoos.
Olivares. Security, right? Just security.
cover it up.
Yeah. Were you a deputy before? Never? You ever play? Can you be a deputy now? I'm not gonna say anything about your age, but there's an age limit, right? Yeah.
Take off
Certain
the,
age.
the sleeve. I want to see the bandito tattoo. Nah? You hiding a bandito tattoo under there?
Maybe.
Yeah, straight up.
Imagine he got demoted from a sheriff to a security.
Ya está bien viejo el güey. Yeah. And then I told him, a ver el anillo, güey, porque el anillo se me hace un poco suspicious, güey. And he was hiding it, a ver. You flipped it around. Mira, ya se lo quitó because he had a different one on. Hold up, I got that on my other video. Let me see. Yeah, no, bro. He has a
Security.
Security.
This is the Obregon Park here in East LA. There's a park office right here. I think something's going on. Oh, it's COVID testing still? Free flu vaccines available. These guys are just here. There must be something going on. It can't be just hitting here. They're usually not just here for no reason. They usually patrol. This white vehicle here is a security detail or security for the LA County. And both cars are idling. I wonder why they're also no security guard back there on the phone. And there's one over here too. His phone. Dispatch. Let's see. Reasonable drive. That's his bag wide open. Dispatch detail. It's nothing really. Message detail. There's no, just an address. 747 North Rim Grove Drive. That's in Valencia, I believe. Sorry guys, I don't know if you guys can see. I'm wearing sunglasses, so I can't even read the chat right now. Let's go back to the Los Angeles County. What is it? Community Center? Service Center. Are we still here, guys? Let me go on the shade so I can read the chat real quick. Are you guys still here? Everybody still here? Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for smashing that like button. Polyglots, thank you. The ball gang must be in the trunk. Yeah, maybe. It must be. So we still have a few people still out here talking. I wanted to talk to Carlos Montes. He's, like I mentioned earlier, he's a community activist. He's been here in East LA since 60s, I believe. He spoke earlier. The brother Tino is here. Tino Torres is here. A lot of families, impacted families who have gone through hell with the sheriff's department and the deputy gangs. Family focus skills. They give a family impact statement, I believe that's what they call it. They basically tell the stories. You have to relive the stories every time. You have to continue to ask for accountability and ask for these deputies to be basically punished for what they've done. A lot of them have not only killed members of the community, but they put a lot of members of the community behind bars for a lot of times for false charges. See there, Luis? And we will see you guys later. We need to start coming out to these meetings more often and holding our public officials accountable. From Hilda Solis, the supervisor, to members of the Senate that represent unincorporated section of East LA, and just all government officials, because at the end of the day, these guys are responsible for our safety, for the public safety. They're responsible to the taxpayers. Big shout out to brother Luis Peña, his brother Ivan Peña was murdered here in East LA by the bandidos, LA County Sheriff's bandidos. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna go static in a bit, so I'm gonna end this live for now. But thank you guys for being here. Appreciate everyone sending us.
We took a picture across the street. The cops are watching us.
Are they? Were they?
Right there, coming out.
Oh, there they go. There they go.
They were parked right there.
You're Anthony's mom, right?
Yes, I am.
How you doing? Let me say hi to you real quick. I'm East Los Artes, by the way. I know. I met you guys before in the past, but I just wanted to come say hi again and thank you again for what you guys are doing, because it's not hard. It's not easy.
You know what? It's not easy, but it needs to be done.
Huh? No, not at all.
It's not easy. It is a hard task, but it's necessary.
Better.
Because they're targeting our Latino brothers like nobody's business, and they're dropping like flies.
Yeah.
And these are people that are Chicanos themselves.
Yeah.
These are people that grew up in our communities, but yet they don't live here no more. They think they're better than everybody. They took off to the other side, thinking that they can do what they want, thinking that they're whitewashed.
Thinking that they're accepted. They're not accepted.
They're not ever going to be accepted.
No, they're just the overseers. They're the guard dogs for everyone else.
So one of my attorneys made a good comment. He was like, so you have the wolf watching over the chicken. He goes, you have your own selves. Every expert that they bring forward in these kind of cases are from law enforcement.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So of course there's not going to be nobody found. but it takes a lot. And I understand a lot of people tell me, like, Lisa, how do you've come so far in this case, like you're actually taking it to the end.
That's good.
And I tell them, you know what, I get where a lot of families rather settle because it's too hard
It's a
to
burden.
see those pictures and stuff. But
You have to relive it. You guys are constantly reliving it every time.
Exactly. And you know what, like I said, it's just making me stronger because I'm not just, see, the thing is, I'm not just an impacted family. I work in this community. I'm a human trafficking case manager and I'm a therapist.
Okay.
So I work with domestic violence, sexual assault. I work with, against DCFS, helping mothers get their children back.
Okay.
I'm a gang expert. So I work with gang intervention, prevention. I work in all these things, right? I have a lot of education prior to my son. So the community knows me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I speak, people listen.
Yeah.
And I tell people, what you need to listen to is you need to start voting because you need to start voting these fools out.
Yeah.
You need to start paying attention. If you see something, don't be intimidated to go and say, hey, yeah, I seen what they did. I said, because at the end of the day, I go, that the next kid's going to be yours.
Yeah.
And when you go through it, you're going to be like, why didn't I do anything? Why is this all happening? I go, a lot of problem with a lot of families is that they've never seen it happen to anybody before, but yet they know somebody that went through this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, we heard about it, but we never experienced it. Well, you heard about it, you never experienced
Never
it
did nothing
personally,
either.
but it's still community. It's still in the community. It just trickles down to the next person. So.
Well, the work that you guys are doing is impacting a lot of the community, and it's going to benefit the community,
Yeah, and you know what? At the end of the day, like, it's up to everybody to understand. I understand there's a lot of fear. We have a lot of people that, for example, people that may be on parole, may be addicts. They may be not documented. It doesn't mean that you can't still
stand up for
have a
yourself.
voice.
Yeah. Vote. Some can't vote. I understand that. Some can't vote, but yeah, we have a duty and a responsibility to our community to at least help the next man.
Bye, Miss Vargas.
Bye.
All right. Nice seeing you again.
Nice seeing you too.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
All right, bye, Lisa.
Bye, baby.
Nice seeing you, Luis.
All right. Nice seeing
I'll
you.
see you soon, man.
See you.
Take it.
Yeah, so I mean that's one of the most important things that we just want to
Yeah.
We just need to keep voicing it, keep talking. It's such a taboo topic.
It is.
And there's no services for people, for families like ours, because when you go to a therapist, therapists are biased.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Bye, baby.
Bye.
It was so good to see you here today. I'm so happy to see you.
I was talking to your sister about inviting you out to a sweat lodge.
Definitely, let us know.
Bye, Mama.
Bye, Mama.
See you guys later, okay?
I have a
Bye,
good night.
Mama. Thank you. Good night. Thank you for your work.
So
Yeah.
help with the healing process.
Yes, definitely.
So,
Let us know.
Probably the first. I know right now I'm going through the case, but it'll be May 5th. But if not, it's every first Saturday of the month.
Okay.
And I'll just sit you guys up about like what are some of the requirements or else I am not regañando.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Me regañan cada ratito. It's like you're inviting people that didn't tell the right thing.
I'll see you on Monday. Thank you for your
You out too?
Yeah, I got
We're
land. I got the land back thing. I got.
Oh, that's today right now?
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta
at
go?
3 o'clock. Yeah, they asked me to do security. So,
Where's it gonna be at again?
down there by Cuatro.
You know what?
On the other
Where?
side of the free, on the other side of the bridge. You know, Cuatro on this side of the
Yeah,
bridge, and then it's like a little spot on the other side of the bridge. But it's right there by Cuatro.
Yeah.
Okay.
6th Street Bridge.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let me end this real quick. I'll follow you right now. Where you at? Let's go over there. All right. I'm gonna end this real quick. Thank you guys again for being here. Appreciate you guys again. The families, they go through a lot to try to hold these deputies accountable. The deputies are out here somewhere. They just cruise by right now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna call it a day. Thank you guys again for being here. Smash that like button on your way out. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Bye.